whoa. Damn. We already got a super chat. $4.99. The great Dominic. Good appearance on MLC Skakes, baby. Thank you. It was a not a one-time only situation, but I just don't have a lot to add to the Dabbleverse shit. So, out of respect for the fans, I have to, bow out. Because they don't want to hear me do LA comedy stories. They've already heard that. They want to hear Ray DeVito stuff and Steel Toe and all that. And I got zero interest in that stuff. So, although when I say that, I watch it. I watch all the shows, not as much as I used to, but I just don't want to talk about it. I mean, Felicia's hot. What up, Brazil? So, and the odds are we'll probably never meet. She's Midwest or New York, and I'm out here in LA, and I don't do the road unless it pays a lot of money, and most road gigs when you're a comic of my fame level, which is very little, don't pay well. You can just get a fucking local guy or girl to do it. So, that's my thoughts on that. You might find, I mean, I've only met Pat Dixon once. He was nice to me at Hackamania, but, I don't know. I didn't even know they dated, to be honest with you, until recently. So, it was just good fun, good banter. I think it provided a quality entertainment. And so it was fun. I probably won't go on for quite a while, just because, what am I going to talk about? I mean, there's so many podcasts that cover that world. You got Thielto, you got Chad, you got MLC, you got Ray, you got Shuley, you got Levy, you got Carlos Danger, you got Gorndev, Dookie. It's literally 10. What's up, lad? I mean, listen, we'll probably never meet. So, there will be no deed done unless, watch any good movies lately. I tried to get through the first Avengers movie. I'd never seen an Avengers movie, but I was completely lost. So then I saw Superman 2 was on. And you know what? This is my Superman. So outside of that, I don't really watch movies now. I watch more TV shows. Mate, are you Australian or the UK? It's Friday night, 7:14, so it's early out here in Los Angeles for me. So I have not done. I don't drink, so I'm straight edge. So I hope you guys had a good Christmas and whatnot. New Year's, tomorrow night I'll be at the Comedy Store and Monday night. And after my set on Monday night, I will be flying to the Whiskey A Go-Go to see Stephen Piercy play all my favorite Rat songs. A Rat and Roller, baby. You remind me of the one actor who I can't think of his name. Great. Who is the best Australian actor? I like Eric Bana. But don't you have to, well, you're probably right. Grasshopper, I will acknowledge you on that one. 100%. 100%. Eric Bana is my favorite Australian actor. No, you're not late. We're just, I did a 2 hour MLC today, so I'm not gonna, I'm gonna try and keep my own pod or whatever you want to call this, a stream, at about an hour. So I am from Los Angeles, California, Thunder King. Is George Perez doing a special? He did it 2 weeks ago. It was very good. I have a lot of people from India coming into the stream. Um, I just like Eric Bana. He was great in Munich, which I love that story. I find it funny that an Australian actor played a Israeli assassin. But where do I get my ideas from? They just pop into my head, or I'll see something funny on the street in yoga class. You know, um, there's, and it just comes to me sometimes. It's all good. I don't mind the trolls, dude. Yeah, I was just telling someone, I definitely don't get my ideas from Jeff, which would mean I'm getting my ideas from somebody else, if you know what I'm saying. Um, so, yes, I am live. I don't know. Some people say they don't get the live notifications. Um, I mean, it's always tough in hindsight to go, what if, you know, this Bert Perkins in the house. Bert, thank you again for the other night. Completely unnecessary, but yeah, 100%. Shawn Michaels and Eddie. No, you don't want these glasses for a DUI, bro. But what's your favorite movie? Death. I'm not sure what that means. I think it was funny that Sports Illustrated had like showing AEW some love, and so the match of the year was Will Ospreay against Bryan Danielson. You're definitely funnier tonight. I'll give you that. We all bomb. I bomb every now and then, not a lot, but well, unfortunately, Casey, excuse me, I only do the ray gun when I get a super chat. So, and thank you to all the super chatters from the other night and tonight. I don't mind trolling. I really don't like. I might not be the best looking guy in the world. I might not be the funniest guy in the world. I might not be a lot of things, but one thing I am is quick. And so far, I have never met a troll that's got the best of me. Now, I'm sure one day it will happen. Everyone can get in one good shot. So, well, listen, it is nice to every now and then make a few bucks on the stream. I certainly don't stream for money. I certainly don't expect to make $300 a stream at the moment. Maybe when I have 10 to 20,000 subscribers, that is doable. But it is nice to be tipped for your work or whatever. You're funnier than Joe Rogan. I don't know about that. He has a huge fan base, so obviously he's funny to a great number of people. But, Tim Dillon, about a year and a half ago, was like, Earl, all you need, and he wasn't necessarily talking about just me, but all you need is about 2,000 fans, and you can make a living in this business. My elliptical is finito. I looked at it the other day, and it literally tore off the foundation, so it's unfixable. But for the money, honey. That I got that elliptical. When was the pandemic? When did the pandemic really start? 2020, late 2019. I got that elliptical maybe the summer of 2020, and here we are. Almost 2025. So that's a good run. And that was not a Precor elliptical. That was a Spirit elliptical, which is like the cheaper version of a Precor. So pretty good. I mean, I remember being at the amazing. I remember being at the Kiss concert. I think it was maybe January, maybe February of 2020, and Paul Stanley was doing COVID jokes. So, well, I liked the spirit because I've been on pre-course at Equinox and the nicer gyms I go to, and those are $10,000 each one. And the spirit, it was a little shaky because it's not quite as heavy as a pre-core, but I liked it. I mean, me and my ex used it a lot, and then I've obviously used it a lot by myself. So, well, thank you, Kip Smith. Um, I did think of a few Predator lines that I've never done before. But what was it? Not they weren't the typical. Remember no, here we go. Remember Afghanistan? I'm trying to forget it. Daddy Man. I mean, I do have some nice arms, to be honest with you. For a guy who's never done roids, um, I don't know what that is, to be honest with you. Uh, yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah, I mean, I didn't like the pandemic for many reasons, but no, I probably from 2020 to I don't know last week, I would say on average I used it 3 times a week because I still lift weights and I took yoga and boxing, so you know, yeah, I'm on roids, hemorrhoids. Hello, EA Sports, it's in the game. Um, So, I definitely got my money. So I think it was $1,250. I mean, they were giving them away because everyone was trying to get a Peloton, and there was like I checked into getting a Peloton, but it was like a 6 month wait, and this was full pandemic. Um, you couldn't go to the gym, so I was like, "There's no way I can go 6 months without working out." So then, um, you know, I I just started calling any gym exercise store, going, "Hey, do you guys have ellipticals?" And then I found that one. Um, no, you guys don't need to donate money to me. I don't beg for money on here. Um, It's all good. I don't mind trolls. I mean, listen, how boring would this stream be if everyone just agreed with me, or, Earl, you're the funniest comic ever. That wouldn't be very like, um, you know, enjoyable for you guys to watch, and probably boring for me to talk to you guys if everyone was like swinging from my nuts. Um, I love talking to people. That's why I don't stream snipe. I don't talk shit about other people streaming. I'm sure there's people streaming right now. I wish Earl and Felicia would get together. I mean, Maggie, that was all for fun. I mean, we are, she's an East Coastie. I'm a Westie. Well, I mean, I don't like the like the spammers. Yeah, I mean, it's just like be funny, like play a little bit with me. I mean, the worst trolls are the ones who just say you're not funny, because that doesn't really give me anything to play off of. I'm not going to sit here and go, I'm funny. Like someone on MLC said that today. One of the super chatters. It's like, give me something to play off of. Um, so, you know, that's just the way it is. I don't. That's Gino's wife, right? No, I've never met her. I mean, I hang out with Gino when he's out here. I mean, we don't hang out, but like, I think during the pandemic, he did the Comedy Store podcast, so that was fun. I mean, I think he dropped a word he shouldn't have been using on a live podcast, so we had to cut the episode short. Um, well, I think the problem with trolls is they're really deep down just they're kind of jealous of what you're doing. Like they want to have but stand-up comedy is a very tough job. Not many people can do it. You got to get up on stage. This is kind of similar, but not really. You know, Tomorrow night, Comedy Store. Saturday night, it'll be sold out. So that's about 400 people. I walk onto that stage. They have no allegiance to me. They don't know if I'm funny, unfunny, in the middle. If the first joke I do bombs, which really never happens, but then they walk because I'm the last comic, so there's not a lot of wiggle room for me, that other comics get. So yeah, being a YouTuber is hard too. There's a lot of choices. I mean, right now, there's literally millions of people probably streaming throughout the world. You guys have a lot of choices. What about the homeless cats that troll Brendan Schaub? I went in there once. My friend was like, dude, they'll love you in there. Just say you're a Comedy Store paid regular and they'll ask you questions and you'll get a lot of followers from it. And I think they had like 60, 70,000 followers. So yeah, if I could get, I don't know, 500 of them to come over to me, and cool. And then I think I signed up for that. I think I put a post, hey, everyone, Earl Skakel, Comedy Store paid regular. Any comedy questions, let me know. Within 1 minute, I got a question. How tall is Joe Rogan? And I honestly don't know. Like, I'm 6'2". So when I hugged Joe the last time I saw him at the mothership, I would say he was 3 to 4 inches taller or shorter than me. So it's like he's 5'9", 5'8", which would line up with me being 6'2". And then like they just unloaded on me. I was like, fuck you guys. What, I carry around a ruler? Uh, well, I'm not, you can't lump all trolls into one thing. Um, yeah, I'm committed. I probably, the first 6 months of doing this, I'm like, man, I'm not making any money doing this. This sucks. Or there's only 20 people in here. But, you experiment with different times. Like I've noticed my evening streams do a lot better than the morning streams, and um, stuff like that. So, um, you have to, you're experimenting with the length of streams. Half hour, hour, shorts. I'm putting out more shorts, which is getting me more views, but I don't really make a lot of money on shorts. So, um, but now I have a nice steady, make a couple $100 a month just on views alone. So, anything I make on streams is just bonus. Oh, thank you, Ross. I appreciate that. Yeah, I definitely felt like, fuck, I'm gonna stop streaming, but I'm glad I didn't. Yeah, so that would be midnight. Yeah, it's in my fan base, as small as it is on here. Like I got someone from India in here right now, and then a lot of people from the UK. So yeah, and it's also trying to figure out who works in the morning, who works at night. And I also realized, and I've said this almost from day one of streaming, or day one of being monetized. I realized that, Melton starts his stream usually at 6 a.m. Shuli's on at 6 a.m. Levy now is independent. He's on at, 7, 8 a.m., whatever. Chad does at 10 a.m. All these are my time, Pacific time. And then Kevin comes on at 1, and then Ray and Shuli come on at 4 or 5, and then Pat Dixon's on. So, by the time I come on, the super chat money is really it's not an endless supply of people. It's a limited amount of people who do it. So I realize that I'm last in line, to quote Dio. Yeah, I'm also trying to be a little more consistent with the time. Maybe 7 p.m. my time, maybe 6 p.m. I didn't get anything for Hanukkah, to be honest with you. My family was raised Catholic, even though we are Jewish. So have you ever been to a Fozzy concert? No, but I've seen Jericho open up for Motorhead. It might have been Fozzy, or it might have just been a Jericho solo thing. Uh, yeah, Doom's a cool guy, and then I still want to get like wrestling fans in here, get hockey fans in here, because then you're talking about a whole nother uh, genre or area of people who could potentially go, hey, this guy's funny. Let's super chat him a question about Hulk Hogan or whatever, Ric Flair. And um, so, you know, I'm trying to make this the stream about everything but nothing at the same time. Um, I don't really have a happy, I guess, bench warmers. But you mean one that he was actually in? I guess the longest yard. I mean, it wasn't as good as the Burt Reynolds one, but and Happy Gilmore, I guess. Mary Hanukkah. How funny do I think Jim Carrey is? He's very funny. So, oh, Bus Chronicles, you can do better than that. You think if I was Steve-O, I'd be doing a stream to 25 people? Have you heard about the Road Warriors? Yeah, I mean, I like them more in NWA. A lot of guys were better in NWA. Magnum TA, Nikita Koloff, Ivan Koloff, Ric Flair. I mean, NWA was the best. AWA as well, World Class Championship Wrestling. I mean, there was more to wrestling in the 80s than just WWF. Yeah, the Doritos commercial, I think it's on my YouTube page. If you look up, I guess, Earl Skakel Doritos, or just look at my videos. It maybe is the second video I ever posted on here. What up, Chloe? I mean, I think that there was just a lot of great wrestling going on at that time. I mean, right now I just like AEW. But I do go to GCW shows, and it's funny enough, they're at the Ukrainian Cultural Center out here. Wrestling sucks. Well, not everyone likes it. I will. Who is your most famous fan? I don't know. I mean, Billy Gardell has told me he's a fan. I guess Russell Peters. I don't know. Russell's I don't know what constitutes being a fan. ECW was good back in the day. I mean, the Sandman. I did watch ECW. I was fascinated by it. Like, they really went for it. Yeah, but here's the thing with Doom. I don't talk about stuff he likes to clip, which I'm okay with. My first name's Earl. Fuck yeah. I mean, RFK, I don't know if he's a fan of mine. Hello, Georgie. But, I'm trying to think. Dr. Ken, he's a fan. He's a big fan of mine. Thank you, Grasshopper. Everyone do it Grasshopper just did. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. My subscriptions, I do see some progress on this channel. I would say last year, December 27th? Last year on December 27th, I maybe had 1,250 followers. And now I have close to 2,900. So that's, I've doubled my channel, which is impressive. So hopefully this year, my goal this time next year is to have like 10,000 subscribers. And given the rate of subscription the last couple months, I think that's doable. Would you roast RFK at the... I'll probably sadly never get on any of those roasts if Jeff Ross is on it, because he absolutely would be petrified to have me on a roast. But, RFK Jr. would be funny if he just told Jeff, hey, man, my cousin's on it. Take it or leave it. I absolutely would roast RFK Jr. I will, Georgie. I just, right now, since we don't really know each other that well, I don't want certain, I'm happy with my mods, Kip Smith, William Zoom, and the great Gina Babina. Well, I mean, 100 million subscribers. That's a lot. But, I'm no Mr. Beast. But, Mr. Beast, I was reading up on him. He started struggling on here and didn't have a lot of traction. And then, he just, once you're in the algorithm and you're consistent, it's not that hard to build the channel, but the key is, you got to crack that algorithm. And I, right now, have not. I don't know if too many people would like my neighborhood, to be honest with you. I mean, you're the next Mr. Beast. Well, I don't know about that, but, it wouldn't suck. Because I'm excited to do these streams. Like, because I can do these streams when I want. I can talk to who I want. I live in West Hollywood, California. So, and finally, for the first time in a very long time on YouTube anyway, like I see progress. Like, hey, this video got, like the Joe Rogan short got like 5,000 views. That's a lot for me. You know, Benoit versus Snuka versus Blackjack Lanza. Damn, a Blackjack. I'm going to go, wow, that's tough. I mean, both Benoit and Snook have killed people. I'll go with Benoit. He was a better wrestler. Hello. So, yeah, I mean, I do the LA walk and talks. Be right back. Be good, trolls. That's fine. Not too many bad trolls in here right now. Oh, see, I don't know if Blackjack Lanza. Well, let's not say I'll get 1 billion subs, but yeah, I mean, I do a fair amount of, I have 12,000 followers on Instagram, a little under 12,000 on X. Are you a fan of the bagels, La Brea Bagels in Beverly Hills? I used to eat bagels at Bagel Nosh on Santa Monica and Roxbury. I don't know if they're still there, but man, they have the best bagels. And there's always a lot of hot punani there, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, but I haven't had La Brea Bagels. I mean, I used to love the bagels at Pavilions. That's the gay supermarket right down the street from me. What up, Dr. Chow, the Mega G? I bet you do, Grasshopper. I bet you do. So there's a lot of carbs in bagels. And even though I work out enough to burn off the carbs, it's a lot. So let me see. West Hollywood, yes, it is in West Hollywood. Well, that's not really West Hollywood. That's more Hollywood, La Brea. Anything on La Brea, I mean, really West Hollywood for me stops after Fairfax. Were you in the Pulp Fiction basement? I was not, Grasshopper. You know me? I don't think so. Why does your voice crack? I don't think my voice cracks at all. You must be getting cross-streamed right now. So sorry about that. Do another half hour, boys and girls. No Mr. Beast. I mean, can you imagine if Mr. Beast did a stream, how much money he would make? Okay. I mean, I checked out that I was the Gimp. But, yeah, Mr. Beast is, he's killing it right now on YouTube. Yes, I want your eyes, pig. I've never had In-N-Out Burger. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it was like a special occasion. ECW Mount Rushmore. I'd say New Jack, Sandman, Shane Douglas, the franchise, and the Dudleys. I mean, yeah, RVD's great too. I mean, if you can only pick 4, there's going to be someone left out. Sammy Sabu's definitely up into the discussion of who shuts down a Jack in the Box, Yoko or 100% Ralphie May. I mean, Ralphie May was Tom Zink, the Z-Man, the original Z-Man. I have met Snoop Dogg at the Comedy Store. Seems to be a nice guy. I mean, he's having fun, you know. I mean, it's wild to me that he's probably killed people in his gang days, and Ice-T as well, and they're just totally accepted, you know, by the mainstream, you know, media. I mean, Ice-T's in the fucking Dick Wolf series. Um, Dixon's Taz. Yeah, I don't know who Taz is. You know, I don't, you know, like I don't keep up with people in the Dabbleverse who they're dating. Uh, so, you know, I met Pat once at Hackamania. Nice to me, you know, no beef. Um, yeah, I don't want to know. Like, I really don't. Like, I listen to Chad and Dr. Chow's show. I listen to MLC. I listen to Melton. Every now and then I'll listen to Who Are These Podcasts, but I really don't want to go on these podcasts and talk about steel toe or whatever. It's just not. It's fascinating to me, but it's not interesting for me to invest talking about it in. So we don't have we don't need 10 years old in here. Yeah, Snoop Dogg is, but he's pretty funny when the Kings have him announce a period. Yeah, 100%. I mean, there was not a lot of puss at Hackamania. There was KB, Michaela, Carl's wife, and yeah, that's about it. Uh, I mean, Melton was good to me though at Hackamania. You know, he paid me more than he said he would. He didn't get too mad at me when I had to leave early because the Comedy Store had a. Come on now, man. I only date legal women, legal aged women. And then there was some blonde. I think she was like a groupie or something, but I met her for like a couple minutes and then she just disappeared into the darkness. So, but I guess this year at Hackamania, I haven't been paying too much attention to it, but apparently they are not doing stand up this year, so I will not be in attendance. Um, so I did not get extra pay for babysitting Ray. I get along with Ray. I mean, you know, I don't really deal well with drunk energy, so it's just not for me. But um, you know, that's fine. Um, will your hog attend? Yes, it will. It will. My hog will be in attendance. Uh, well, I just don't think too many people want to see a clip show of me talking about AEW. It's God Save the Queen. God Save the Queen. So Doom even said that to me once. He's like, dude, I think you're funny or whatever he said, but you just don't talk about anything anyone else wants to listen to. So that's why I don't clip you. Uh, Lady KB is hot, to be honest with you. Um, that blonde was Lucy, right? Box tat. I don't really remember. I prefer Fitz dog. Well, I mean, you know, to me, you know, I understand Chicken Man. I understand. Um, yeah, I mean, it's all good if people don't like wrestling. Like, you know, that's why I have this as an open forum in here. We could talk wrestling, we could talk politics, we could talk hockey. I mean, I'm a huge hockey guy. We could talk, you know, we talk about relationships and dating and exes and all that shit. Um, well, I mean, wrestling now today really isn't wrestling. It's more choreographed dance. I mean, I was watching AEW this week. There was a great match with Will Ospreay and Ricochet, and there wasn't one wrestling move. It was all like high flying, almost gymkata parkour type moves. Yeah, sometimes we talk about hot guys. Sometimes we talk about hot girls. Well, I mean, I understand that, Spas, but you know, I got to talk about what I like too. Um, so, do you still wear diapers? No, I don't. We talk HIV. I mean, it's a fascinating subject. I try not to talk about medical stuff in here because YouTube really seems to have a hard on for limiting your financial situation if you talk about medical stuff. It is a deep cut film, 100%. Yeah, we can talk about myself. We can talk about my journey as a Los Angeles comic, a fucking foot soldier in the comedy world. 25 years in the business, and I'm still soldiering on. So I appreciate you guys being a part of the journey, because it's been a fun journey. And I finally think that the fruits of my labor are starting to pan out, but still work to be done. Number one all-time rack. I mean, natural Petra Verkijk. That's Petra, Petra, capital V, Erkaik. I mean, just like, they're almost a little too big for even boob fans, but natural. And she's pretty skinny for, she's Rubenesque, but on the lighter side of Rubenesque. Well, I don't really like talking to anyone under 18. Like, of course, I don't know if YouTube has a safeguard in streams that you have to be 18 or not. I just don't, I have nothing to say to someone who's under 18, or even if they're 18, to be honest with you. I mean, when I was 46, I dated a 19-year-old for about a year, and that was about as far as I went in terms of how young I will talk to. Annie Sprinkles. I don't know who Annie Sprinkles is. Well, I mean, nowadays, I mean, where was I? I was at the Grove yesterday, and Grove is a very popular outdoor shopping center, kind of on the Richie side. And I can't tell you how many girls were walking around, I would guess anywhere from 12 to 15, in like tube tops and short shorts. And like, if I was their dad, I'd have a fucking heart attack, bruv. Yeah, I mean, Petra is Godzilla versus the Skakel Hog. I mean, that's a tough one. It's definitely a close battle. Trust me on that one. So Petra Verkijk is just, I mean, I don't have a type, but let's just say she was built in the Earl manufacturing plant. So, and there's, Barbie Benton, Adrienne Barbeau, some great, I mean, the 80s just, the banana boobs. I mean, good stuff. That's a tough one. I mean, I've seen Carmen Electra in her underwear. I went to an open house in Beverly Hills for a condo. And for some reason, it's like a 3-story condo. We started on the roof, and then we walked downstairs. And in the bedroom and in the hallway stairwell going downstairs, there's all these pictures of Dennis Rodman. And I just thought, oh, whoever owns this place, it must be a super fan. And then when I'm looking in the kitchen, I see the TV's on in the living room, and there's this beautiful girl in basically her underwear, and it was Carmen Electra. So, born in 88, I was too late. Yeah, I mean, the 90s Playmates are great, too. I mean, you had, I think, Barbara Moore, Victoria Silverstedt, people like that. But in the 70s and 80s, you had, Barbie Benton, Dorothy Stratton, who was the girl that Robin Crosby from Rat was dated? Laurie Carr, I think. I mean, in all seriousness, Dr. Nova, I mean, I was at, the Grove yesterday walking Lois, doing some, after Christmas shopping. And these 3 young girls, no way were they older than 14, were just everything's hanging out. I mean, really short shorts, like Daisy Duke style shorts, and tube tops, and what tits they have hanging out. I'm like, so, it's just interesting to me. Um, but when I was in high school, I knew a freshman who was on the pill. She was 15. Have you ever slept with a celebrity that's more famous than Jeff Ross? Yes, I have. I'm not at liberty to say who. I can't even give you any hints, but I have. Well, fair enough. I mean, I slept with 3 6-year-olds. I mean, combined they're 18, right? Boing. I mean, that's a joke you tell a crowd. It could lose the room pretty fast. Um, so would I sleep with Roseanne Barr? It's I don't know. I don't know about that. Yeah, we don't talk about Jeff Ross in here. I like my spots at the Comedy Store, so I'm on a gag order. I'm not getting in trouble anymore. I'm just gonna zip my lip, be quiet, and let karma take its magical course. Um, I mean, Jeff works more than ever, man. So there you go. But I'm the bad guy. I get taken off of shows. I mean, that's Hollywood in a nutshell, right there. So this business is wacky. I mean, look at Blake Lively. She came out. Excuse me. Um, Said she was mistreated on a film, sexually harassed. And what happens? The guy she said harassed her hires like a pit bull attorney that turns it around on Blake Lively saying she's a bitch. Like, huh? Jules from Pulp Fiction. Well, Jules, here's the thing. If you don't like me umming and ahhing, you can always leave the stream, baby doll. I don't give a fuck. Carmen Electra, a Cincinnati treasure. What's your favorite energy drink? Probably this one. Diet Rockstar. That guy who was his co-host left his podcast. Just I don't know which guy you're talking about. I certainly don't keep up with what Jeff's doing. I know he had a podcast called Thick Skin. He did like 3-4 episodes, and then that was it. But I mean, listen. I have always said in the course of allegations, no matter. Oh, okay. You listen to both sides and you make your own decision. Who got a luckier break, Ross when Geraldo died, or Neil meeting Chappelle? I mean, that's tough. I mean, I'm sorry, man, but objectively, Jeff is the worst on all these roasts. I mean, watch the Tom Brady roast. Tell me he was good on that. Watch any weekly episode of Roast Battle. Tell me he was the best part of it. Watch season 1, my season. You can directly compare who's doing better on stage, me or him. I stole every fucking episode I was in. Jeff didn't steal one. Now, you might say, well, Earl, you're just saying that because you don't like him. 100% I don't like him. And he probably doesn't like me. But he has no reason to not like me. I got plenty. Okay, beat it, Jules. Never come back. But hit the subscribe button on your way out. You know what I'm saying? Good evening, bro. Good evening, Casey Schilling. I'm just fucking with you, Jules. You could stay. I and ah a lot. What do you want me to do? Can I buy you a cake? That would be so funny. He'd take the money. Trust me on that one. Hit your head on the like button. Yeah, well, don't hit your head on it, but hit the subscribe button. And, we'll see what happens. 15 more minutes, guys. 15 more minutes. Well, I mean, like I said, SC, you got to hear both sides of the story. I mean, most allegation situations are he said, she said. So you have to, what up, Iris? You have to literally hear both sides, and you look for inconsistencies in the story, and you make up your own mind. And that's just no, it's a 50. No, there's no way. Someone told me Bob Levy's doing a 24-hour stream. Not on your life would I ever do that. I swear to God, I wouldn't. I just can't. Shout out to Bob. I know Melton's done a 24-hour stream. Well, like I said, you got to hear Jay-Z's side of the story. You got to hear the girl's side of the story. I know the girl has already had some factual inconsistencies come out in her story. It's, those things are very hard to prove. There's usually no witnesses. You look at Brian Callen's situation, and I know the accuser. She said it was sexual assault. He basically said it was a bad date. Who do you believe? So, and in terms of, I heard sleeves are illegal in Earl's neighborhood. Well, listen, it doesn't look good right now for the girl because she said that it happened on a particular week, I think, when he was on tour, and it's so easy to find out things on the internet. Someone looked it up and he was not on tour that week. Now maybe, this is a long time ago, so maybe she just got the weeks confused or whatever, but his lawyer's going to be like, well, you said it happened here. He wasn't even in the same city you were in. With Callen, I mean, he has a reputation for being a ladies' man. Doesn't mean he's a sexual assault person. Doesn't mean anything, but kind of skews the arrow over to, I'm sure he wasn't used to hearing no from too many people. You think your sweater from today MLC's appearance will make the best of MLC 2024? I mean, it's a dope fucking hoodie, man. A nice green, kind of tealish Nemeth Brothers wrestling jacket. So do you think 100% he shot the guy? I mean, there's evidence he was at McDonald's with the fucking gun. And he ain't no hero, man, Trust me, I get the frustration with the healthcare industry. Anthem literally cut me from my policy. I'd never been late with a payment. Even when I had my ACL surgery, I paid more out of my pocket so I wouldn't stick it to them, because it was like 25 grand. The surgery, the rehab, I mean, it was a very expensive endeavor. All the doctor's checkups and whatnot. I mean, it was 2 years of, it wasn't that much, it was like $50. And they dropped me. And here's the crazy thing. They said I was behind on payments. You guys know me. I'm never behind on payments. I've never been late on anything. And then, so they dropped me. And then about 3 months later, they sent me like 7, not residual checks, but refund checks. So clearly, if they're sending me money, I was not behind on payments. But, that's just the way, So my point of even bringing that up is, should I shoot the CEO of Anthem? Fuck no. Is he a scumbag? Probably. But it's just the way it is. You think other big comics are afraid to go on MLC because of the super chatters? I mean, I don't mind the super chatters, Chicken Man. I've never met a troll, like I said earlier, that's gotten the best of me. Now, at some point, I'm sure one will. Everyone can get off a good zinger. But, it's like people asking me about Michael Skakel. I was fucking 8 years old and on the West Coast. I have no idea what happened, on the other end of the fucking country. What if Shab invited you? I would not do it if Callen was there. I don't have a problem with Shab. I would go on if it was just me and Shab. I mean, yeah, I've said I didn't like his first special. It was bad, and really the only argument I get when I tell people it was bad is like, well, where's your special? It's like, hey, man, I could have 100 specials out. I still wouldn't like that special. So, yeah, no problem, Lenny. No problem. No problem. How to do your ACL? How did I tear my ACL playing hockey? Knee to knee hit. And basically, this is the one guy. This is me. He hit my knee, and my knee literally went in, and I heard a pop, and I'm like, that didn't sound good. I still played the game. Scored a goal too. And then after the game, it was stiffening up very fast. But I drove home. It wasn't that bad. Walked upstairs to my apartment with a big bag of hockey gear. Not that bad. And then when I woke up the next day, I couldn't walk. Earl is friends with a lot of Callan's friends. Maybe he's a good guy. Tripoli shot. I mean, maybe who's a good guy? Are you a Dodger fan? I'm an Angel fan. They suck. How much do you make on a comedy gig? Well, that's a little personal. I mean, like tomorrow night at the Comedy Store, if it's sold out, that's about 400 people. Now you figure 50 people got in for free, guest list, friends of comics. So let's say 350, let's say 300 paid. You know, now they're paying anywhere from $20 to $100 a ticket. So, you know that, and you split the door with the comics. Now there's 6, 7 comics on the lineup. So let's say 300 people on average paid $30 a ticket. You know, some paid 20, some paid 50, but you know, let's say $30 a ticket. That's $9,000 you split between 5 or 6 comics. So you do the math. So that's how much I make. Yeah, I mean, so I didn't want to bore you guys with that story again, but so I get up Monday morning. I could not move. I had to crawl down the hallway to my elevator. Elevator gets out, and then I had to literally crawl from the lobby to my car. Of course, my car was the last one, so it was the furthest away from the elevator. And then I get into the car. Didn't really have much trouble driving it. And then, so I looked into the yellow pages for knee doctor, and Joseph, I think his name was Nicolella. He was the Raiders doctor on Roxbury. So I'm sure you know where that is, Chicken Man and Nova. And I pull up, I get out of the car, and I fell down. And I remember a cop was driving by, and he stops, and he says something to the effect of, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "Listen, man, I injured my knee playing hockey. I've got to get into the doctor's office." And he literally picked me up and carried me into the doctor's office. And then I was like, "Oh, fuck, man, I didn't put any money in the meter." He's like, "I'll take care of it." And I forget that cop's name, but he's out there somewhere. And wherever you are, I appreciate it. And then the doctor kind of misdiagnosed me and said, "You just got a bone bruise and some bone, maybe a bone chip. No MRI, nothing." That's a 91. So about 2004, and I'm squatting in the mid-90s, 600 pounds, easy. They call me Baby Platts. Google Tom Platts. And turns out I tore my ACL. So in about 2004, let's say this is my knee, I started getting debilitating pain on the side of the knee. It was like someone was stabbing me. So I go to Dr. Barry Breaker, Beverly Hills Orthopedic. And he just looks, he takes x-ray, MRI, what the Raiders doctor should have done. And he just comes back in a tone much darker and drier than mine. Goes, "You know you don't have an ACL, right?" And he showed me the picture. My knee, my right knee, looked like a bowl of spaghetti blew up. There was no more tendons. There was no more cartilage. It was bone on bone. So that was the pain. And, you know, he made me cry, man. He was like, "Dude, you're not going to be the same for a year. You're going to cry at your first rehab assignment because you're not going to be able to move your leg 1 inch. But you stick with the rehab. I will get you through it." So, and he was right. Literally, I went to the rehab appointment after my surgery, and I could not do a knee extension. I literally, like my left leg, it was like this. And then we said, okay, now time for your right. I literally couldn't move it. And I started crying. I'm like, fuck. But then I did cry. No, 100% I cried. So yeah, I mean, the ACL injury. That's why, man, when I see someone tear their ACL in hockey or football now, I know the feeling, man. You hear the pop, you feel the pop. It's like a knuckle cracking. It sounds like, and it's like a rubber band breaking in your leg. And oh man, I get the chills every time I see someone, or when I see someone go down and they don't know what the injury is yet. I'm like, that's a torn ACL, because your knee collapses. Because the ACL, let's say this is the back of my knee, so this is the front, this is the back. Let's say this star. Now an ACL is literally about the size of this. So from this star to here, so top to bottom of this star. My ACL, when I went to see Dr. Breaker in 2004, was literally down to a nub. It was literally like, it looked like that. Like literally nothing there. So they put a dead person, see a spas, they put a cadaver's ACL, they grafted into where your ACL is. And, listen, it still hurts from time to time. When I take yoga, it's still, we got 2 more minutes, guys, 2 more minutes. It's still unstable at times, but, Dr. Breaker was the real fucking deal. So, it was a very painful process. Now, I'm sure if you're on the Steelers or if you're on the LA Kings or the New York Rangers and you tear your ACL, the advances in surgeries from 2004 to now are pretty insane. I mean, when Rasmus Kapari on the LA Kings, he's now in the Winnipeg Jets, he tore his ACL. He was back in like 4 months, because I'm sure he was like 21 when he did it. And 2, I've been to the LA Kings practice facility. It's pretty state of the art. Yes, we've got 1 more minute, kids. 1 more minute. I'm a Steeler fan, so it was not a good week for the Steelers. But, and the scary thing is now they're probably going to end up playing the Chiefs in Kansas City now. So, yes, follow me everywhere. Earl Skakel, it's very easy to follow me. Hit the like and subscribe button, pretty please. It helps me out a lot. That's Lois just checking in. And let me see. We got 20 seconds, so we can really talk about not much, to be honest with you. AOL for life, baby. Thank you, Kip Smith. Thank you, William Zoom. Thank you, Gina Babina. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See ya. Boing.